Good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Kentario, and I'm back again with another episode of Christ and Comic Books. And today we are looking at continuing with our Death Note Volume 6 series. We are on part 2 of that, and where we left off last time, where we were talking about how Misa was going in to infiltrate the Yotsuba group building, to go meet with them, to try and identify who a part of that group could be the person acting as Kira for the time being. Just to bring about a refresher for everybody, one of the things that Yotsuba was doing was Yotsuba was not only killing criminals, but they were also going about and killing other rich people to try and benefit and uplift their company. The thing about it is, when you look at how Yotsuba was functioning, it's almost as if they were functioning from a sacrificial standpoint. And again, this is just a refresher, but with them functioning like that, they are bringing people as a sacrifice to otherwise make them and their crops, or in this case, their business, seem successful. So all of the people that they were killing was to fulfill that. Now, the thing about the Yotsuba group is, there's one person operating as Kira, but no one knows who that person is. Since no one knows who that person is, everyone else is only a part of it, and for the most part due to fear. Not so much due to the gain that they were getting. They were getting gain out of it, yes, but at the same time you can tell that there is a high level of concern for their own life, being that they're working for Yotsuba in this fashion. But no one has any idea who the person is. Something else to point out as well, coming from Team L in regards to figuring out who the person playing as Kira is, L is now building this relationship with Misa. So one of the other things that I was pointing out in my last video was how the bride of Christ is someone that is us as the people, and us as the people are the ones that believe in God and believe that Christ is who he says he is, and we follow him faithfully. But with people trying to find, who that God that they want to serve, who do they want to serve under, who is the true and living God, and you can say for atheists or those that don't have an actual belief system, searching for that higher ideal or something to strive towards, that's what Misa represents. And she's found that in Kira. Now in this point in time where we are now, she doesn't have her memory of who Kira is, neither that she has worked for Kira, but she does recall her dedication and love for Light. So she's demonstrating that love for him and being committed to him and wanting to help him, and that's why she's willing to put herself in danger by going and meeting with Yotsuba. Now in this moment as well, before she goes to meet with them, you find that she finds herself realizing, Ryuzaki's not as weird and creepy as I thought he was. He's actually someone I might be able to be friends with. So what's happening here is Light isn't the only God, quote unquote, that she's seeing, the only God head that she has this aspiration towards and this dedication to. She could have that for somebody else. She could be trusting in someone else. She could work alongside someone else. She could love somebody else, someone who could possibly be better. And that's one of the things that's revealed here is people who have a perspective about the true and living God and about Jesus and what it means to be a Christian, and they think, that's not something I want to do. All it comes with a bunch of rules. You can't do anything. Even when you watch L, you see L has a lot of stipulations and expectations. You can't do this, you can't do that. I'll fire you quick. I can't work with you if you're not willing to work with me. He really demonstrates that throughout the entire series. But in the same moment, he demonstrated a personal care and concern for Misa and an understanding of Misa and her character. And Misa was shocked by that, and that made her say, oh, maybe we could actually be friends. Maybe you're not the freaky pervert guy that I thought you were. And then he goes back to being weird, and that kind of just ruined that moment. But that built that relationship there. I thought that was very significant to point out. And one of the other things we reveal here later is Misa meeting with Rem allows for Rem to reveal to Misa who the true Kira is, which is of course Light. Now in this moment, although she was showing this development of relationship between her and Ryuzaki, L, this reveals that her true dedication is again going to be to Light, no matter what. And so she's willing to do whatever it takes to kind of reveal who the real Kira is, to identify who they are, with all the information that Rem has brought to the table. So as we go back to the meeting that she was involved in with them, she reveals to Misa that Higuchi is the person that is operating as Kira at this time. So with that being said, now Misa is at one thrown off, but at the same time planning ahead. Okay, how can I get ahead of this? How can I help Light? I want to help Light any way that I can. So although it's going against what L's plan is, she goes and meets with Higuchi privately. she remembers that when she first met with Higuchi in the past, when Matsuda was operating as her manager and he infiltrated Yotsuba, that he was someone that continually tried to flirt with her. So she knew that she could play on that and get him to reveal things and point things out for her. So she goes to meet with him. They go for a ride, and in going for this ride, she plays the role of second Kira. This makes Higuchi want to know more about her, or even more so feel like he's more deserving of her now at this point, because he's demonstrating, hey, I am Kira. I can kill people. I know how to do it. I know who Rem is. I see Rem, all of this. So he's like really trying to play it up, and so second Kira, Misa, is trying to feed into that, trying to get him to, to reveal more that she can record and then bring back to the team to help them win against Higuchi. So she ends up getting someone that he picks killed to reveal that she is second Kira. That person dies. He's like, oh snap, she really is second Kira. So now Higuchi has even more desire to be partnered with her. Now again, here's the significance to that is Higuchi is playing as another form of God. There are different types of gods that people worship, and they come in the many different shapes and form. Kira acting as that god of justice. He's wanting to bring about justice against evil, and this is the way evil should be handled from the perspective of the world as how they perceive that God should be dealing with evil. Higuchi represents that greedy aspect of godly worship, where they're just doing it for gain. Worship me and give to me and give me. He's playing off of that greed aspect when it comes to representing a god. So that's what Higuchi has been doing this entire time. And with that greed is, Misa should be mine. She should be married to me. She's second Kira. That's perfect. She definitely should be mine. So that's another thing that's being revealed here. That's another drawing point, a drawing piece to this. And there's some other things that I want to actually identify of the differences between Higuchi and Light, but we'll look at that later on in the video. So going forward into this, when Misa gets back to the hideout, she reveals, she's like, hey guys, I found out who he is, I got all this information, blah, 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 here you go. And they're just like, how could you do this? Why would you put yourself in danger? How did you get him to reveal all this? They're asking her all of these questions, and the way she's playing it off is, I'm a good actor, I can do this, I got this, I did great, right? And she's like smiling at Light, hoping she made him proud. And in this moment, you see Elle looking at her like something's different. Something's different. Not like her character's different, but the way that she's carrying herself is different. That's how much he's paid attention to her. Okay, so that's something that's very significant there too. He's watching her and seeing how she's different. So with this evidence that they brought forth, they were able to all come together and orchestrate a plan to capture Higuchi. What the plan is that they're going to bring back Matsuda. They end up bringing back Matsuda to go on to Sakura TV, which is just a gag news show. However, the people that are concerned with being found out will be the ones to watch this. They know that they can get Higuchi to watch this. So they're going to play it as he's hiding his face. An accident happens where he reveals his face. This is going to draw Higuchi in to actually try and, show his power, right? So they set it up to where that's going to happen. They set it up to where he's going to go to take different strides to try and figure out the real identity of Matsuda, which they really aren't going to be able to do, but it is still putting Matsuda in harm's way, because we don't know, again, what extent that Higuchi is able to operate. Does he have the Shinigami eyes? Is he able to kill without, seeing the actual name? Can he see the name without it being on paper, knowing his true identity? All of these things to concern with whether or not Higuchi will be able to actually kill Matsuda, and even more so, this plan failed, right? So that's the biggest concern. So they go forward to set this plan in motion. And in setting this plan in motion, they go to reach back out to Namikawa. Namikawa was one of the Yotsuba members who Light ended up contacting during one of their meetings. And now he's playing as one that knows Elle is involved in everything, knowing that Elle is actually onto them, but he's playing his part to try and, I guess you could say, save his own skin. In the midst of this, what you have is Namikawa being called to meet with Shimura. Shimura, when you're reading the series, is actually one of those little shaky, nervous guys. It makes you wonder, why was he even brought into the Yotsuba group in the first place? One of the main reasons is he's going to cause everyone to be cautious and really think things through and think about all the risks that are being taken and what they're doing. So I think that's why he's a part of that group. And so they have him bringing Namikawa in and bringing in Mito. Mito is one of those cool guys with the glasses, got curly hair, and just chill back. that. Like, they got him in the group too. But Shimura's bringing both of these guys in to discuss with them, this isn't working. Something's about to go wrong. I don't like what we're doing. I want to be able to get out, but I don't want to get killed either. So they're talking about this. In the midst of them talking about this, Namikawa gets called by Light once again. And they're wanting to use Light to work with them to try and bring down Higuchi. The good thing is, they have more of the Yotsuba group that's actually willing to help. So Namikawa reveals who he's talking to. They all plan together to get Higuchi entrapped, and even more so to save their own tails. Again, that's another piece to this. They set the plan, boom, in motion. So with it going forward, alright, so we got Higuchi going around town trying to figure out where Matsuda is. They've already promoted this on Sakura TV. No one else is watching this but really the Yotsuba group. So they call Higuchi. They call Higuchi and tell him what Matsuda's doing. He answers, he watches the show, finds out, oh snap, they're revealing a lot of the details of our case and what we've been doing and all of these things. But what they do is, instead of just getting straight to identifying this Higuchi, they keep doing several commercials and saying how he knows this and knows that to convince him that he knows what he knows. And leading up to, at the end of this, we'll identify who the real Kira is. So they keep playing this. Higuchi is going from place to try and figure out who the identity of Matsuda actually is. He goes to the old management company. The doors open. Him trying to get his name there. He writes the name down. Now, all of this is happening. They got cameras in the car. They got cameras in the actual management building, so they're able to watch what Higuchi's doing. So as they're watching him, all they see him do is write down the name, which he wrote in the death note, and then he leaves. And they're like, well, what did he do? Hold on. All he did was take down the name. Okay, well, maybe he hasn't done it yet. So he gets to the car. And in him getting to the car, they see him freaking out and saying he's not dead yet. And they're like, wait, when did he perform the ritual? No one's able to piece together what's actually happening here. At the same time, Higuchi's conversing with Rem, who's in the back seat, which no one can see because you can't see a Shinigami on camera. L demonstrates in this moment, maybe he's talking to a Shinigami. So, they're just like, what? What are you talking about? And he's just playing off of all the things he's heard in the midst of what's taking place. But he's talking to Rem. He's wondering what's the best move that he can do. Rem is trying to primarily keep Misa safe, and so in keeping Misa safe, looking to do whatever needs to be done towards Light's plan. So Rem goes and reveals to him, you keep doing what you're doing, this is what you need to do, you're going in the right direction, helping him get caught, basically. And Higuchi finally ends up asking for the Shinigami eyes. So in asking for the Shinigami eyes, he's speeding off to go to the Sakura TV station so that he can see Matsuda and, of course, kill him off. He gets stopped by a policeman for speeding. And in the midst of being stopped, he writes off that this guy is going to kill himself by speeding, and he goes and zooms off. The dude goes chasing after him. The police are involved now in this. And, of course, the policeman that pulled him over ends up dying. They end up now at this point rallying people to come together to try and capture Higuchi. But L puts in a call so that the police do not get involved, being that this person just died the way that he died. There's no name that was given, so he suspects that he has the Shinigami eyes now. So this is going to get dangerous. So he tells the police to stay away. He gets to Sakura TV. He realizes, wait, there's no one here. Because they've already put in a call to set the plan in motion to make sure everyone's safe. No one's in Sakura TV. Once Higuchi gets into the actual station, there's nobody in the audience. He pulls away the shield that's guarding Matsuda's face. Turns out it's just a mannequin there. He's surrounded by policemen. They're all wearing helmets so that he can't see their face. If he sees their face, he could, of course, kill him. But he pulls out a gun, tries to shoot one of the detectives working for L, but ends up shooting Light's father, Captain Yagami. He only shot him in the shoulder, so thankfully he did not die. But Higuchi ends up getting away, getting into his car, speeding off. So everyone's chasing him down, trying to take him down, and he gets surrounded by police. What leads to this surrounding is our boy Hattori, who just left, comes back now. Hattori went back to the MPA. If you recall, he left when L, set in motion, do you want to stay with me or do you want to go? Because now the police are separating themselves due to the Yotsuba Kira and him having a pull on the police. So he ends up actually going back to the NPA, but working undercover, still doing work to identify who Kira is. So when a call went out that the police should stay away, they actually set in motion to come and bring down Higuchi. So they pull up, they surround Higuchi, And we have now caught Higuchi. He tries to take his own life. They shoot the pistol out of his hand. He's surrounded. No one knows what's going to happen next. And you'll have to tune in next time for Volume 7, Part 1. Thank you guys for joining us here on Christ in Comics, and I hope y'all have a blessed one.